What has you stuck and trapped and bound? What has you, chained down to where you seemingly can't move? You know what I'm saying? It's got you in a straitjacket. You have no freedom. You feel like you have to do these things. You have to say these things. You feel like you have to go to these places, or you feel like, you have to be involved or get engaged with things and people that aren't healthy and aren't good for you. There's many people out there that feel like they don't have a choice. They have to. I got time. I got time to research. I got time to go here and go there. I have time on my hands. I can spend the time that it's going to take to find out whatever the solution is. I've got time. But is that helping? I got money. You know what I'm saying? I got bread. I got dollars. I got dinero. You know what I'm saying? Having money has never necessarily been an issue. You dig? I got money. So I can just pay for what I need. I can just pay for the things I expect. I can just pay for, what I hope to see. This is the belief, right? Because we have money. If you have money, you can just buy your solution. You can just buy your way out. You can pay somebody to take care of it. But if money is not helping, you got all the money in the world, and you'd have been to this doctor and this specialist, and you'd have been to this person, and you'd have traveled to this country. You've went and talked to, this group of people. You've donated and given money to this particular organization. Everything you've done hasn't helped, even though you got money. Well, I know people, man. I know some pretty important people in some pretty important places, you dig? And because of the people I know, I'm quite sure that somebody got to be to give me some answers. Somebody got to be to tell me something. You mean all these brainiacs and all this brain power and all this high IQ, and can't nobody answer my question? Can nobody give me a justified, bona fide, solidified, scientifical, spiritual, precise answer to my situation? Somebody got to know something. I know too many important people. Their brains is too big. They got too many degrees in schooling to fill up a whole wall. Somebody got to be to tell me something. Have you dealt with an issue in your life that it might not have been like a real big issue in the beginning or at the time, but then over time, it grew into an issue? Or, because of time and because of not being nipped in the bud, or it not being addressed, or it not being understood what was all involved and really going on, this thing took root. You didn't really think nothing of it. You didn't think it was no big deal. You didn't think it was something that was outside of your control. You didn't think it was something that you couldn't handle. At some point down the line, you always had thought, if it gets to the point to where I'm uncomfortable or I'm making others uncomfortable, I can always just stop. That's the line that every addict always says, right? Whether it's drug addict, sexual addict, adrenaline addict, some people even have a death wish. They're addicted to trying to see if they can die. But I'm just saying, whatever your issue is, whatever your situation of choice that you choose to get caught up in, whatever it is, because it was a choice that you got caught up in it. Yeah, it was a choice. You chose to do it and not stop. And because you didn't stop, it became a habit. And because that habit became a lifestyle, now you're stuck and you're wondering, how do I get out of this situation? First, how did I get here? But when you figure out how you got here, now you're saying to yourself, how do I get out? How do I get from under this rock that has fallen on me? Everybody is classifying me as this because this is what I'm dealing with or struggling with. I don't want to be classified as that, but yet it is still a real struggle, right? I don't want to go around and people are looking at me and pointing fingers and people whispering. And then when I come around, everybody wants to stop talking because before you came in, they was probably talking about you. But when you come around, it gets all quiet. Everybody's like, mum's a word, right? You don't want to be that person. You don't want to be that person to where when you walk into a room, it gets quiet and everybody stops because of your reputation. You don't want to be the person that, you know what I'm saying, that that has this stigma that follows them, that has this aura that follows you because of what you're dealing with, what you've been known to deal with. You know, people that are thieves, most time people don't want thieves in their house. Because they've been known to steal, right? Now they have had a total change. They've been totally converted. You know, they don't even think about stealing no more. You know what I'm saying? But for the average person that knows that was a real big problem with you, they might not want to have you in their house. You dig? Or trust you with holding their purse. You know, a person that's had a problem, you know, with children and had an issue with children and like that. You know, people might not want you hanging around kids and daycares and schools, things like that, because you got some issues. You dig what I'm saying? People that have a problem with drugs, you know what I'm saying? And you pick the drug, whatever your drug of choice may be. But people that have an issue with drugs, you know what I'm saying? Other people might not want you in certain areas and around in certain functions, you know what I'm saying? Especially where there's not a lot of eyeballs, a lot of security, a lot of supervision, because, you know, somebody that's addicted to drugs, they'll find a corner, they'll find a cubby hole, they'll find a staircase, they'll find a closet, they'll find anywhere to get that high. You dig? So when you have issues, a lot of people don't want you around. They don't want to be involved. They don't want to be associated with you. Why? Because of your issues. You dig? They'll demean you. They'll put you in a certain class. They'll treat you in a way that doesn't seem to be human. It doesn't seem to be like you're getting treated like everyone else. You don't get the same respect as everyone else. You don't get the same honor as everyone else, but everyone treats you differently. They separate you. Why? Because of the thing that you're known for, or the thing that has been attached to you, that you have had such a struggle your whole life dealing with, or getting up from up under. You know what I'm saying? Or separating that particular title or mantle that's been placed upon you. Have you ever dealt with that? Okay, the scripture is going to be coming out of the book of Luke, the 8th chapter, starting at the 43rd verse down through the 48th verse. And it reads as such. And a woman having an issue of blood for 12 years, which had spent all her living upon physicians, neither could be healed of any, came behind him and touched the border of his garment. And immediately her issue of blood staunched. And Jesus said, "Who touched me?" When all denied, Peter and they that were with him said, "Master, the multitude throngs and presses against thee. And sayest thou, Who touched thee? Who touched me?" And Jesus said, "Somebody have touched me, for I perceive that virtue have gone out of me." Luke chapter 8, 43 through 48. So we see here, the question is, Jesus turned and said, "Who touched me? I know somebody touched me. I felt virtue go out of me. I know somebody touched me." My question to you is, has he asked that question to you lately? Yeah, that's what I would suggest you do. Call on the name of Jesus. Yeah, you better call Yeshua. You dig? You better call his daddy, Yahweh, and say, "I need a touch. I need a touch. Lord, I need a word, because I'd have been through everybody. I'd have been to everybody. I've been running to everybody in front of me. Lord, I can't get no relief. I need some help, Lord. And you, Yahweh, you, Yeshua, you who promised that you would never leave or forsake, you who said we call on your name that you would heal, you who, if we're washed in your blood, we shall be made whole, you You're the one that we need to be calling on. Instead of calling on every Tom, Dick, Harry, Susan, Patricia, and Becky. We need to be calling on you because you are the one that have the answers. You are the one that has everything that we need. Instead of us running to everybody else, looking for the answers, we need to be coming to you. And listen, while I'm encouraging you to come to him, please make sure that you come and subscribe to this channel. Please make sure that you hit that bell notification so you're always notified whenever I upload content. Please like and share this video. I would greatly appreciate it. It helps get the content out. It helps let YouTube know that people are interested and they'll share the videos with more people. So please make sure you take the time and take care of that. So what do you do when you've tried everything in your power? What do you do when you've went everywhere that you know where to go? You've went everywhere that is suggested for you to go. You've went everywhere that you were told to go. Go see this social services. Go see these people over here. They might be able to help you. Go down over here and talk to so-and-so behind the corner and make sure it's between this time and this time. We done did all of the stuff that people have said, that people have suggested, that people have, talked about. We have read the books. We have tried all the different recipes and we've, did all the different things that it said do. Shake your hand, throw salt over your back, all this crazy stuff that we did because we're looking for some relief. We're looking for an answer and we're not seeming to find it. It seems to be just out of our grasp. That's super frustrating. It's super frustrating and it's super irritating when we know we have a problem. And we went to everyone that we know about this problem. We have went to people that others have suggested that we go to about this issue just to find no relief. That's really frustrating and it's irritating. And it makes you want to snap at people. It makes you want to lash out at people. It makes you want to tell people, man, I don't want to hear nothing else you got to say because I already tried that. People say, oh, we'll just pray. I done already tried that. Well, have you cried out to God? I've already asked for help. I went to my pastor. I went to my minister. I went to my bishop. I went to my apostle. I went to my missionary. You know what I'm saying? But have you tried God? All these other people that you went to, have you taken the time out to get in your secret place, wherever that may be? And have you taken some quality time, which is you and the Lord, to tell him first how much you love him and how much you look forward to spending time with him and his blessings and learning more of him. Second, to tell him that even though you're going through the situation, you know that he sees it. And you're yet still standing faithful and sure that he's going to take care of the situation. However long it may have been already that you've been waiting and that you've been expecting and you've been hoping and you've been longing and you've been seeking. God is faithful to his word and he's not slack concerning his promises. He's not slack concerning the things that he has told us. And if he said that he would never leave us or forsake us, why do we not believe that? Yeah, we may be going through a situation. Yeah, it may be very uncomfortable. It may be tough. It may be trying. It may be hurtful. It may be pressing. But through all of that, has he still not yet been faithful? Through all of these things that you have been through in your life, has he not brought you shining forth as pure gold? In each and every situation that he said he would be there, has he not been there? If we would just rely on him, trust him, read his word and stand on his word. It's not enough just to read the word. You got to stand on it 10 toes down. You know what I'm saying? You got to be solidified. Say, come hell or come high water, come an earthquake, come a tsunami, come whatever. I'm going to stand on his word regardless of how long it takes. A lot of us don't have that kind of determination. A lot of us don't have that kind of grit. A lot of us don't have that fortitude. A lot of us don't have that kind of determination when it comes to waiting on God and what he said, doing exactly what he told us to do while we're waiting. So then we realize that our mama can't help us. All the experience she has. Daddy can't help us. All the things he's been through. Our siblings can't help us. You know what I'm saying? Our family cannot assist us. Then who would we run to? We run to the doctor. Okay, check it out. The doctors in the hospitals, they can't help you. You'd have been to all the HMOs and PPOs and you didn't see all the specialists and all the, all these different people. You done flew from one country to the next. They can't help you. So you turn to your pastor, you turn to your apostle, your prophet or your prophetess. We turn to our religious leaders. And guess what? They too don't have an answer. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when everybody that you done went to don't know what to tell you about the situation that you going through? You dig? I tell you who you better call on. You best call on Yeshua. Some things only come by prayer and fasting, the word says. You dig? And some things only come by the master's touch. See, when the disciples were going out and they were trying to cast out the demons and devils, and there was a few of them that could not, and Jesus had to come and cast out the devil, and he turned and said, the reason why you could not cast out the demon, because some things only come by fasting and prayer, not prayer alone. Some things only come by fasting and prayer. Some things only come by being touched by God. You have to be touched. God has to come and touch you in order to clear up whatever the problem is, in order to destroy whatever the hold is, in order to dry up and break the chains, whatever is binding and chaining us. Sometimes it takes the master's touch. Maybe you were a liar. You know, you had an issue telling the truth. And so you would just go around lying and didn't necessarily have to be anything in particular, right? Or any subject or any, you just lied just to lie. You don't know why you lied. It just came so natural. It just roll off your tongue before you could even think about telling the truth. The lie just came on out. Or what if it's cheating? You know what I'm saying? You just can't seem to keep your eyes on the person that you say you love. So you go around, you're looking over here and you're looking over there. Even though in your heart, you love this person that you're with. You love the person that you've committed to, right? But something in you causes you to look over that way. Something in you causes you to stroll this way. You dig? When you know you already got someone to look at and someone to stroll to. So there's so many things, man, that we deal with, right? On a daily basis, that if we're not careful, those things will become strongholds. Those things will become habits and strongholds in our life. And then we'll find it nearly impossible to get rid of, because it's been happening in our life so long. We've just ignored it. We've said the excuse, oh, I got it. I can always stop whenever I want to. But that's the furthest thing from the truth, because the enemy has got his hold on you. Has got his clutches in you. And until you decide that I don't want this no more, I'm going to go seek some real help. Not the advertised help, not the help I see on TV, not the help I heard my partner or my homeboy talking about, but I'm going to go get some real help. Where do you get that from? Jesus. Let's talk about it. Listen, some things only come by being touched by Yeshua. You can get everybody praying. You can have the whole church praying for you. You can do all the reading. You can do all the different, rituals and do all the different things that people tell you to do. But some things only come by the master touching you. Some things only come by you getting before God and seeking his face seriously. That means fasting. That means turning down other things that you may like to do besides food. Whatever it is that you enjoy, whatever it is that you really like to do, whatever it is that brings your heart pleasure, that's the thing you need to fast. That's the thing that you need to give up and set aside for the master. That's the thing that we need to say to Yeshua. Yeshua, I really enjoy this. God, you know how much this brings me pleasure, but I'm going to lay it aside and put it aside because what I need from you is so much more greater than this thing that I really enjoy and care about. What I need from you is so much more important. It's life or death. I need to understand. I need to hear a word from you. I need clarity. I need a word. And I'm willing to sacrifice this thing that I enjoy and I love for you. I'm willing to put this aside so that I can clearly and precisely, without a doubt, hear from you. That's how important this thing is. That's how heavy this is on my mind and my heart. That's how weighty this thing is on my spirit. It's affecting my worship. It's affecting my praise. It's affecting my walk. It's affecting my testimony. It's affecting how I interact with you, God. I feel my faith starting to crack and get shaky because of this thing in my flesh that I'm dealing with. So God, I need an answer, and I need an answer now. And I understand that right now answer is only going to come by prayer and fasting and by receiving a touch from the master. You dig? Regardless of whatever your issue is, and for how long you've had it, you don't have to keep it. That's the beautiful thing about Yeshua. He says, you can take my yoke upon yourself and learn of me. Why? Because my yoke is easy and my burden is light. You dig? And so because of this, we have the assurance from Yeshua that as long as we rest in him, as long as we trust in him, as long as we look towards him, we don't have to worry about carrying and continue carrying something on for years and years. We don't have to worry about dealing with sin that we've been struggling with for years. Some people have been dealing with smoking for years. They have tried and tried and tried and tried. And it just is something that has a clutch on them, has a hold on them, and they just can't seem to break it. Even if they step away for a considerable amount of time, some kind of way, it will find its way back. The only way to get free, not from smoking or sexual sins or lying or stealing or, just whatever it may be that you're doing. The only way to get help permanently, not a help that has a time limit, expiration date, but permanently be delivered, is by going to Yeshua. It's going to Yahweh and say, I need you. I tried everything else and nothing else ain't helping. Now I need you, God. I need you to do this thing in me. I'm not going to complain about how long it's been. I'm not going to sit there and give attitude, you know what I'm saying, and act like, I don't know how to be loving and kind and patient, and I'm not going to exhibit the attributes and the characteristics of Christ because things ain't going my way. Because I've been dealing with this for so long, and I'm tired of dealing with this. I'm frustrated dealing with this. I didn't prayed about it. I didn't gave to it. I didn't cried and I didn't sought after help, and I can't find no relief. I've even asked God about it, and I'm still waiting on an answer. Yeah, but when you were asking God, how was your attitude when you were asking him? Were you asking him pissed off, in an angry state, crying and complaining and bitching? Or was you asking him very humbly, very earnestly, very in a pure state of humility? God, I know I don't deserve it, but because of your word and your promises, I'm going to stand on that. And because of standing on your word and your promises, I know you're going to deliver. And then God delivers. Why? Because we come at him with an attitude of expectancy, expecting him to honor his word after we have come to him humble, after we have come to him sorrowful, after we have come to him with a repentant heart, asking him, God, I don't want to do this no more. See, when we come at God in that way to where we're repenting and he knows it's sincere, that's when he'll move. That's when the change will come. You dig? But we have to ask him in sincerity, and we have to be real about this thing. We can't just be saying it and then, then we fall off. No, we got to say it and stand on it. Even if things appear to get worse before they get better, we got to stand on his word, because we know that he's not a lie, right? We know that he's not man, and that he doesn't speak like man. He's not a man that he should lie. But every word that comes out of his mouth proceedeth to conquer, proceedeth to accomplish everything that he has spoken for it to accomplish. That's his word. That's how God does. And if we would just trust him, if we would believe him, if we would fast as well as pray, we would get our answers. Now, I'm not going to sit here and fill you with a bunch of false promises, but I will suggest this. If you have an issue that you've been dealing with for a long time, and you've tried everything that you know, you have sought after the people that claim to know, you've spent all the money you have, and you've exhausted every avenue that has either been told, suggested, or that you have thought to try. Why don't you try doing what this woman did? Why don't you try Yeshua? Why don't you say, Lord, I need you to touch my situation. If you would just touch my situation, if you would just touch whatever it is in my body, or touch my mind, or touch the situation and circumstance, I just need you to touch it. I need you to dry it up in me, Lord God. I need you to take this thing away. Take the shame away. Take the fear away. Take the degradation away, Lord God. Take the ridicule and the mocking away. I need you to take this thing away from me and make me whole. Make me complete. Make me new again. You dig? Because see, when I'm whole and I'm new and I'm complete, now my mind is not distracted with this issue. Now my heart and my spirit is not constantly thinking about this issue. Now I can totally focus on you. I can focus my heart, my mind, and my soul. I can focus my finances. I can focus, where I go. I can focus on the things that come out of my mouth, because you've healed me. Now, instead of me complaining about this issue that I had for 12 long years, now I can shout to the rooftops. I can give God glory, and I can tell everybody I know what he did. And you know why? Because everybody I know saw me when I was in my low state. Everybody that I know was mocking me and turning away from me and not wanting to deal with me. Everybody I know looked at me and pointed at me and spoke on my situation. But now that God has healed me, let me tell you, that same way you was looking and mocking and laughing and joking, let me tell you how God healed me. The same ones that was talking about what happened, what did they do? They must have did something terrible. Man, they showing a bad way. Let me tell you how God healed me. To the same ones that was saying, man, they're going to be that all their life. They're never going to receive no help. They're never going to have no change. Let me tell you what God did for me. How he changed me. How he freed me. How he made me whole and set me free. Let me tell you. Even though you had jokes and you was mocking, and you was clowning, and you was talking about me, and you didn't want to help me, let me tell you what God did for me. Now, I ain't mad at you. I don't hold nothing against you. You know why? Because all I need is God. I found out I didn't need all those people. I didn't need to be going to all those people telling my business and trying to get some help, and couldn't nobody help me, and going over here seeking help, and everybody telling me I should do this and try that, and that this might work. No. All I needed all along was Yeshua. And he is all that you need. Yo, be blessed on today. Just wanted to come bring you that word, you did, and encourage you on today, loved one. Whatever you may be struggling with, whatever you may be dealing with, whether it's a short time or it's years that you've been dealing with it, you can be set free. Take it to Yeshua and let him free you. You dig? This is your man, Levon. Please check out some of the other videos on this channel. Like and subscribe. And share the videos to everyone you know. And I'll see you in the next video. Your man, Levon. I'm out.